Every so often, tweets about really ugly houses go viral. There was that really long, skinny house that was like 1 tile wide that kind of blew up on TikTok and Twitter. There was this house that I think used to be a Pizza Hut and is now a house, so it's shaped really weird. And every time this happens, I get tagged in the tweets like a million times, and everybody is like, oh my god, Kayla, you have to look at this, but also maybe can you build this in The Sims? And usually I do it. I've done quite a few really horrible recreations of really horrible things in real life in the game, and I've got another one for you today. I must warn you though, what you are about to see may shock you. This is the tweet. It says, I'd love to see a floor plan, and as you can see, there's a lot of roof going on in this house. There's a lot of weird shapes going on in this house, and I think I'm gonna try and invent the floor plan. That is my goal. I have the game open, but I think we might need a bigger lot than that actually, because the house is so wide. Maybe I'll try it on this giant lot, and then we can downsize if we need to. I just need space to spread out all of my roofs. That is the goal. I'll stick that picture on the screen so you can see what we're going for with this, and I guess we'll get started making a really scary series of roofs. So it starts off with a garage on the side of the house. There would be like a garage door kind of over here. Unfortunately, it's The Sims 4 and we don't have garage doors that are that wide because I believe it's a 2-car garage. So I might just make a little fake one. This is not really a 2-car garage, but you know what? The scale's gonna be off. It's The Sims 4. Pretend that's the garage and then it'll kind of come out this way in the driveway. You can see it. You get it. But then it comes forward a little bit and it does it again. And then it comes forward a little bit and it does it again. And then believe it or not, it comes forward some more. It looks like this part is gonna be like a little stone column. In hindsight, I may need to scoot this house back on the lot. We're running out of space because it does it again. Yep, out of space. And here's where we kind of have to wing it a little bit because we can't actually see the front so well. I can kind of guess based on roof lines, but it looks to me like this comes out a little bit and then kind of turns a corner and then goes down for a little while, at which point it comes out again. You know what? This is becoming a bit too much for me. I might try and do the roof of the rest of this house first, and then we'll figure out the front because, well, one step at a time. One step at a time on this. I may need to actually make it a little bit smaller now that I'm kind of thinking about it. I mean, I think they could probably do well with considering making their house smaller, but you know, who's to judge? I have no place to judge. I simply am a Sims builder. Okay, also these are a little bit lower, it looks like. I'd probably put it about that high. And we'll just keep copying and pasting. I literally cannot fathom at all why on earth they would do this. It's like genuinely kind of upsetting. I might need to make it a little bit lower again. Or maybe what it needs to be is skinnier. I want to make sure we get the like angles right because then we can get that perfect screenshot where we compare the Sims version and the real version. So we want to make sure it's good. Oh my god. Somehow it's worse in The Sims. You know, I didn't think it was possible. And yet here we are. Okay, so upsettingly, I think it goes like this. I believe the roof line is there. Although this might actually be like wider. And then we have to put some sort of diagonal roof thing in. These are always a real pain. So bear with me. And then we want to put a little piece like this, even it out, and then I can drag that back because it kind of like hides away. Oh, there we go. This is like a roofing tutorial. See, maybe it's useful. I'm teaching you tips and tricks like how to blend roof pieces together. I mean, it's not very good. The blending of them together is not very good, but they're certainly blended together. Okay, slight problem is that we're sort of trapped with The Sims here because I feel like this roof in the real life version is a bit lower. I feel like I kind of want it to be like up here. If I could put the roof like on top of a platform, what I really would like is for this wall to be like, I don't know, that tall or so. It's not a full second story, but it's not just one story. That's kind of where I'm struggling with like this area. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it's a little bit taller there. We'll have to kind of think about that part. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Oh my god. It looks like a cake. If you kind of like imagine it flipped vertically, it's like a many tiered cake. I can't tell if it comes out like sort of in the middle of that or not. I may just pretend that it does. Can you imagine trying to make a floor plan for this? It's like a triangle, but a really bumpy one. I should probably do something on the back too, but part of me also thinks it would be hilarious to just leave the back completely empty. Because you know how often in real life in houses like this, they'll have just like a ridiculous front of the house and then the back is just a big blank wall. And there's a window like there and the windows look like that. This would absolutely not surprise me if that was how the real house looks from the back. That is so common, unfortunately, in houses like this. The other thing, you see that part right there? It looks like that's another like little round part. And I think the front door is right here. So what I imagine they have is like a taller front entrance. We can't really do that. But in my head, I'm kind of picturing they've got a front door like right there. And maybe we'll do our roof like this. It's not completely accurate, but it might be the best we could do. Oh my God. I might use one of these doors instead because it's gonna clip a little bit, but it's less noticeable on that one. I'm really sorry. I did try and tell you it was gonna be upsetting. Can you believe I'm spending time doing this right now? I have a lot to do today, but I saw this house on Twitter and I was like, maybe I'll do that instead. And to be honest with you, I don't regret it. My little brain literally cannot comprehend this at all. Oh, you know what it might be? What if it's like one of those? Bay window with a roof. You know what? Honestly, I think that might be right. Do you see that? Like picture it from the side. That seems like it's right to me, right? And then there's another roof that comes out somehow and then like another bump out or so. I mean, there's like something else over here, I think, that comes out a little bit further. Oh my God. And we thought that the side of this house was bad. I think this is what the front looks like. Okay, so we'll have to continue this down this way. We can continue this roof all the way across. And then we'll like sneak these little things back into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some dormers or something. I almost expect it. Like, what do you think's hidden in the shadows over there? Something bad, probably. But also, there's nothing on these. There's no dormers on these. So maybe it does just look like this. You know, I feel like from this angle, it's perfect. Every other angle is a mystery, but to be honest, I feel like this back of the house is genuinely a kind of accurate mystery. I hate to say it, but I feel like this house would just have a big flat wall. They spent a lot of time and effort trying to have curb appeal. And then in the back, they were like, oh, our roof budget is shot, so let's do this. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. Also, this is one of the first search results for back of American house. And this is exactly what I mean. You can tell they've got like some sort of fancier stuff going on in the front. You can kind of see the angles there. But from the back, flat wall, no budget, mismatched windows in random spaces. I would bet money on this being what the back of this house looks like to some extent. And somehow it also like actually filled up a ton of this lot. I might be able to fit it on the 40 by 30 across the street. And that would be nice because then we might be able to have like a driveway that actually leads to a road. But we'll see. Look at it from the map view. Oh my God, it's actually kind of offensive. Oh, that is angled incorrectly. That's not gonna work, is it? Never mind. Oh, we can fit it. Okay, this kind of is very close to the edge of the lot, but it does fit on a regular 40 by 30 lot. So that's a good thing. That kind of works. Oh my God. The inside of this makes me want to actually cry. You can just picture it. It's on a corner lot in real life. So they really just only did the corner and the rest they were like, it's fine. One thing we are missing, they have like a roof trim piece everywhere across every single one of these, like in the front. If you thought, wow, they definitely can't have more roofs, you thought wrong, because they can and they will and they do. We have this last little piece like this as well. Okay, that is perfect. They do have like a sort of nice white trim on them. And honestly, the roof color is like kind of the same. I guess maybe it's a little bit bluer. Oh no, that's perfect. That looks just like it. Okay, make sure you paint all of the roofs and don't miss one. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they missed one. I wouldn't be surprised if like one roof was a different color. Okay, I think that's right. I think that's how it looks. They also have like a significant amount of gutters on like every corner. It's possible that maybe I'm just like used to something different because this house has like no gutters. We have a big problem with the water pouring off the front porch. But this seems like a lot to me. I mean, when you have this many roofs, I guess they need it though. You know what? That's actually so funny. They have so many roofs that they have to have so many gutters. Okay, this one goes over here. And then it's kind of like a gray garage. I'm just gonna use that to sort of mimic the look of a garage, even though it's not actually a garage. We do have, I guess, something that I've used a couple times to pretend to be a garage was this. And this is actually a door. You know what? Maybe that's good. That looks perfect. No, we'll use that. Okay, so it's a functional garage. And then we want like a half stone, half paneling kind of look. Only problem is the stuff that has like half paneling is brick and not stone. So I guess we could maybe use the gray version and sort of like pretend, oh my God. It kind of works. It kind of matches. Every single roof has the paneling on it. Lovely. Absolutely stunning. I mean, you just can't get better than this. And then a couple parts of it, like the garage, are all brick. This little part is all brick. This little part is all brick. Actually, a lot of the front of the house is all brick. This is like a full window, so I can't really tell what's underneath it, but I'm gonna assume all brick, and we'll maybe do it like that. I feel as though that is correct. Wow, I'm sorry. I just gotta like take this in for a second. I need to think for a second. The windows are also like kind of interesting because they don't have any panes in them. See, my initial thought is like, oh, we should use a window like this one. But when you look up close, there's not panes in those windows. Like they're just full open. It's like kind of a modern looking window, dare I say. So I have a couple ideas for that. Number one, this window, believe it or not, has a really good swatch. This one isn't quite the same, but I feel like it's kind of similar. It kind of has that same vibes. But then also maybe this one, because it's like plain white, it's just a little bit too big. I mean, that one might actually be good for like this part. Oh, I hate this. I literally hate this. You have no idea. That is disgusting. The other thing is that these windows are kind of small. They like sit on top of the brick. Oh, that's too big. Never mind. Sorry. So sorry. I mean, all the windows don't have to match. They really don't have to match. If we decide that this is the vibes, then that's the vibes, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect. This house doesn't seem like the kind of house to have matching windows. Although maybe they do. They're very much the kind of house to have matching roofs. So maybe they would have perfectly matching windows everywhere. Oh, why does it do that? Oh my God. No. They have like the two windows. I can't put two windows like this. I can't have that. I might just put one. It does get wider because it's on a diagonal. And then they probably have a window in the front of it too, right? Like that makes sense. We just can't see that because we only see the house like from this angle. So we kind of have to guess about front doors and stuff. Honestly, this one, now that we've put in the rest of the windows, this one's kind of speaking to me. I mean, it's not speaking to me. I would not pick that. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, you know? I think I'll put some bigger windows on this part too. I feel like having the 3 might happen. I literally hate this. I've never hated anything more than this. This is the worst of the bad houses that I've built, and that's saying something. Okay, I'm not gonna do the back of the house with windows yet, because I feel like we're just gonna do the floor plan first, and then put windows wherever we desire on the back. Doesn't matter if they're even. There is no rhyme or reason to this. We're just gonna do it. Also, I think that this garage is probably going to be quite large. I think that this is a good amount of space for it, so we can kind of like cross that off and call that the garage. As for the rest of the house, I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm just gonna fill this in with a pillar. The thing about real life houses is that super often you see that kind of thing, that there's like, you know, mechanical closets and pipes in the wall. Like in The Sims, we don't need to do that, but in real life, they probably have some stuff like that. So we'll give ourselves this as a present. We can have that. And I think this will be a bathroom. Honestly, that could even be like off the garage. I think that being part of the garage isn't even that unrealistic, to be perfectly honest with you. The garage could be even bigger. If there's one thing people love, it's garages. Oh, you know what we could do? Hallway, bathroom. This could be like a mudroom sort of hallway. Okay, this car obviously is fake. It's not actually gonna work. There's no such thing as cars in The Sims, but I feel like putting that truck in there kind of gets the point across. Okay, I have a door to the garage, and then we can have like a little door into this little bathroom kind of off the garage. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know where to start. Let's just go off the front. I'm sort of feeling as though this would make for a really good dining room, kind of right in the front there. And I also am kind of feeling as though this house, it desires to have things like this, like pillars and stuff, because it's gonna be like one wide open floor plan. But if we kind of break it up with some walls and some pillars and big like chunky archways, I can see that happening in real life. I'm also sort of envisioning, let me just put down some furniture so you can kind of see what I'm thinking. I'm picturing bad design, by the way. I'm trying to think in the mind of Michelle, who custom built this house, you know? Her sister's name is Lisa. She was born in 1970, and this is her dream home. That's the vision. And I'm thinking that there's like probably some sort of formal living room in here. I don't know, maybe there's like a couple couches and some sort of seating. There's a lot of like unused, useless space in this house. I think we 100% have a downstairs master suite. This is their bedroom. This is their bathroom. I might actually put like a little closet there. Okay, I can't do this the way I want to because it's so large. How much bigger can I make it? Oh my God. Okay, yikes. Can't have it that big over here at least, but it can be that big elsewhere. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. That's the upstairs. It's kind of big. We can definitely put a big staircase like that. This has become our office and there are double doors into it. Beautiful double doors off that beautiful dining room and they're centered with that dining table. And then it's our lucky day because we also have, you know what? Wait a minute. Maybe it's not an office. Maybe it's a guest room. It's a granny suite. She can have double doors still, but she also has a big ensuite. Okay. And then this is the great room. Back here, this is everything else. 1 second. I would like to get, in hindsight, this is going to be another closet. Oh my God, what if it's huge? Stop. Okay, this huge thing is the bathroom. You know when these houses, hang on. You know when these houses, when they do like, I hate this. I hate this look. But they'll have like the tub in the center and then like sink, and some kind of giant walk-in shower somewhere else. That I think is what it's going to have. That I think is perfect. And then we've got 2 closets, obviously 2 walk-in closets, and we'll do a big bed and stuff. I might actually kind of extend the hallway a little bit. There you go. I think that makes more sense. And we can have some beautiful big like picture windows in this room. And the pool is right there. They've got a huge view of the pool. Oh, hear me out, hear me out. Tiny windows in the closet. My bedroom has that. My closet has that. Then they've got an enormous sliding glass door going straight outside, obviously. This is where the living room is. They're gonna have a big giant TV. Picture there's like a really big rug. I mean, that's kind of the size of the living room that I'm sort of envisioning. And then here is the kitchen. I'm imagining an enormous island. Picture that. Absolutely giant island. The sink is in the island. Okay, I really would like to be able to put a nice like range hood in here, but I'm not sure if the one that I want is gonna fit. This was my vision and that it just doesn't work. Hang on, I got it. I just gotta try and make this cabinet fit. Okay, there you go, there's one. Can I put like a wall here? Can I put the cabinet on it then? Come on, get on this wall. Please. Oh my God. That's the same color. That's the same color. They're both one. No, never mind. I don't even want it. We have no cabinets on this wall. It's open. We do have a window though, and the window is slightly covered by a cabinet. Great. No, can't do that. I think that's nice. I feel like that's realistic too for a house like this. Maybe they have a second sink. Oh, I mean, it's a custom build. Of course they do. They have everything you could ever dream of. Okay, that's perfect. I'm putting a bunch of tile that I don't like in this house, by the way. I'm just putting in stuff that I don't like that much because I feel like it would happen in the real house. So I'm putting it in here. I also think we'd have a big chunky kind of wooden floor and apparently stairs that don't match. Why? Why are none of the colors the same? Oh, that'll work. That'll be okay. Oh, you know what they would do is gray. No, they absolutely have like a gray vinyl in here. 100%. Like without a doubt, they have a gray wood vinyl. I don't want it to be this gray though. Do you not have anything else that's more like grayish, maybe? Yeah, I hate that. Even I can't bring myself to put that in here. Grayish. That's better. Oh my God, they definitely have that. Okay, and then upstairs, we are in the roof, so it's very annoying, but it's fine. Everything's fine. I think we can put a big bathroom there because it's kind of, again, hidden in the roof. I also think that we could probably lose some of this space. There's no windows on this. I can put a few there. Okay, that'll be good. I just need to get in there. I need to delete this wall. Oh, it's cursed. I can't believe I've spent this much time on this. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay, so there's that window. Okay, so that's a bedroom. We'll say that's a bedroom. We can have a little extra bathroom in between them, and we'll say that is a bedroom. Floors, floors. Floors, floors. We'll get some nice marble tile. I believe that this house would have like a little Jack and Jill sort of bathroom set up in here. So these two share it. And then that one is a hall bath for everyone else to share. Oh my God. It's literally perfect. This is exactly how it would look. We can do like a couple really small windows up here like we did downstairs. But of course they're like slightly off, you know? Same thing upstairs, similar windows. But of course they're slightly off from downstairs. And we'll do them like that in that other bedroom. Oh my God, I think it's perfect. This makes perfect sense. So let me give you a little tour, okay? This is a beautiful, updated 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom home. You walk in, we have a formal dining area. We have a formal sitting room. We've got an office / granny's suite with an ensuite bathroom. We have a huge chef's kitchen, big living room. Hang on. Indoor, outdoor living, okay? Look at this patio right off the back of the living room. We have a downstairs primary suite with a huge bathroom and 2 walk-in closets. And then upstairs, there's 3 more bedrooms and 2 more bathrooms. This is truly the most realistic floor plan I have ever done. I feel I have conquered this. I do need to somehow get a path all the way to the front up here because that's how the real house looks. And I won't lie, it's moderately upsetting, but we've got it. We're fixing it. It's fine. Some sort of concrete like that. Theirs might even be like a little bit closer. I don't know. It's so weird. The scale is so difficult to recreate in The Sims. It never feels right. Maybe it's wider. Okay. And then they've got landscaping in there, but like relatively small landscaping. We can't really do that so easily. I mean, they probably have like some little things like that. This is like so beyond cursed. I would be so curious to see the actual floor plan now, having spent this much time trying to work it out in my head what it would look like. I might just do no trees for the sake of screenshots. I will do a couple like finishing touches. For example, they definitely have a fenced in backyard, but I don't think that their backyard is that big. I feel like they filled up the entire lot with the house. So they've got a you know, it's not a small backyard, but it also isn't a very huge backyard. They do have a pool though, because we did talk about how they'd have a pool outside of their bedroom. And there's no mature landscaping in the entire backyard, like no big trees. Maybe they have like one small tree they planted, but the house was only built like a couple years ago, so it's not, you know, a very large tree. And that's all they have. That's everything. I forgot about a toilet. I was just trying to do a couple like finishing touches of the bathroom. This house would probably have a separate toilet room. Like it would probably have like a separate water closet or something. Maybe I'll just put none. They're too rich to poop. They don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I think that gets the point across. I think that is perfect. Let me know, should I even bother uploading this to the gallery? Because, well, that's what it looks like. So I don't know if I should, but tell me if I should and I will. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I do a lot of silly things like this in The Sims. Also, follow me on Twitter. Twitter was the whole reason we are here today doing this. So the least you could do is follow me there. I'm noticing, is that the wrong color? No, it's just clipping weird. Okay. I was gonna say, if that's wrong, I'm gonna be upset. It wasn't. Anyway, with that, I will leave you here. And at the end of the video, I'll link on the end card my like past attempts at wacky viral houses. I think you'll enjoy them. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Also, I'm raising money for St. Jude on my Twitch channel for the entire month of May, so if you want to pop into my live streams, we have a lot of really, really fun things planned, and I think you might enjoy them.